next.
And joining us here on set, Kayleigh McEnany, co-host of Outnumbered, and Kevin McCarthy, former Speaker of the House. Great to have you both. So I mentioned the debates 2 weeks from tomorrow. This is NBC News on the Biden debate strategy. I want to see what you think about it, Kayleigh. They said inside the campaign, aides believe Biden walks on the stage with the upper hand. Mostly his mandate will be to let Trump be Trump, which they believe will reveal extreme leanings and a less stable Trump than 4 years ago. What do you think of that strategy?
So I know the debate team, there's some reporting they may be hunkering down in Camp David. I think they are totally off. I think if they expect to show up against an undisciplined Trump, they haven't watched the last month and a half where he's been very disciplined, very on message. I was reading today in Politico, they expect to show up and see a Trump that attacks them over Hunter Biden in a very personal way. I think they're miscalculating. Maybe they need to go so far as to read their favorite paper, the New York Times, read to the bottom. Those in Trump world have said, Trump has specifically said in meetings, there is a risk overreaching on Hunter. It's not worth politically attacking Hunter. They are going to meet a Trump who's disciplined, who's smart, and, you know, go prepare for that Trump. You know, the Trump 1.0 debate. I think you're going to meet the Trump 2.0 debate from 2020.
I don't know how you feel about it, Kevin, but tomorrow the former president goes to your old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Going to meet with House Republicans. Mitch McConnell's going to be there as well. What's happening here?
I think this is good. This is culminating everybody together, and it's the strength of President Trump. I was just with him Monday down in Palm Beach, and I agree with Kayleigh that he's disciplined. He is much different than he was before. Just walking onto the stage by Biden is going to be difficult for him. Just the sheer...
They're going to be seated, though. That was one of the concessions that the Biden people asked.
I would have him walk in just that view there. But the one thing I see, he's also speaking to the Business Roundtable. How different it is today than it was 4 years ago. And if you look at the sheer political numbers, 4 years ago, he was down by 8 points. Biden's numbers are the lowest it's ever been for a president running for re-election. It has flipped +8 for President Trump of where he's going into. But the Business Roundtable, these are people who maybe supported him at a time, but even opposed him at time. They're all uniting around him. He just had a very successful swing through California, Silicon Valley, LA, and Newport. I've had friends who have never given to him before, who were afraid maybe he'd get attacked. They're not only providing him money, they're showing up and proudly behind him.
Is it the policies, or is it the conviction that made them change?
The conviction was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, you could come after me, you know. This is unbelievable what you're doing. It's really the attack on democracy, what they're seeing. And even the polling show it. NPR poll, just independents, and they said who would be a greater threat to democracy? By 53 to 42, they picked Biden 4 more years with him.
Which is so weird, because that's the Biden team's whole thing, is that democracy is under threat if Trump wins again.
Yeah, I think a lot of this just goes back to the economy. I mean, a threat to democracy, people think of a threat to them personally as well. I mean, when I'm reading that in order to own a home in this country, you need to be $43,000 richer. You need to have an income of $100,000 at a time when the median income is just north of $50,000. You know, people, threat to democracy, these kind of esoteric, broad themes that are talked about in the media, none of that combats people's personal economy. So for all the convictions, for all the convicted felon language, it comes back to basics. It's that simple line, it's the economy, stupid. I think that age-old adage holds true.
There was a primary battle in Nevada yesterday. You can hear a lot about Nevada. It's a battleground state. Here are some of the voters and what they care about in this election so far.
It's our immigration situation, the open border, and the people who are coming in. With a 30-year background in law enforcement, I'm just waiting for the next great disaster to happen here in this country.
We need more affordable housing. We need more opportunity for places that are really quite livable and which you could raise a family.
I'm worried about climate change. This is my #1 issue. I worry about it for my kids and my nine grandkids.
Illegal immigration, not legal immigration. I understand legal immigration, but illegal doesn't seem, it's not fair for all the immigrants who have come in legally.
Oh, interesting to hear from the voters. Here is how the Senate primary turned out for the Republican. Sam Brown was an easy winner. He's going to go up against the Democrat Jackie Rosen. Republicans feel very good about this seat. They look at the national polling between Trump and Biden. They look at Nevada and they think Trump's got an edge in so much of the polling. Sometimes Trump hits 50%, which would spell good news for Brown. Another one here in South Carolina. Okay, this is the district that runs the coast down around Charleston. Nancy Mace turned out to be an easy winner. She was challenged by 2 other Republicans, so she'll go on to the general election come November as well. I'm sure Kevin McCarthy may have a thought on that. This is kind of a bit of a surprise. There is a district in Ohio that runs along the Ohio River along the West Virginia border. The Republican Bill Johnson had the seat forever. He left to be the president of Youngstown State University. Johnson won this district by like 35 points. Trump won the district by 29. But in this special election yesterday, you got Michael Rulli beating the Democrat Michael Chiprack by about 9 points. Don't know what that means. We're told that turnout was anemic. You had about 60,000 votes total in that special election. Nonetheless, the two of them will go again at it come November. So to you guys, we say, you draw anything from that?
Well, in the Ohio race, it's another vote for Republicans. He'll be sworn in, so it's another one that's going forward. Low turnout. In South Carolina, Trump has not lost except one endorsement. It was New Jersey. His endorsement matters, and his endorsement is more powerful after the conviction. I've found that it's even stronger.
So it really helps for Sam Brown in Nevada when he got that?
Yes. I mean, and that was only a few days out. And give credit to Daines and Senator Daines. He has done a marvelous job with the senators, getting involved in primaries, getting the President Trump behind it. He's getting the best candidates forward. This is how we took the majority in the House when they didn't.
We hope to have him on the show tomorrow as well. And Kaylee, Nevada, that's something that that's a state that Republicans have not won since 2004. Could fortunes be turning around there?
Yes, I mean, you see Trump very competitive in the polling, winning in most polls you look at, and that could have down ballot effects, could help to unseat Jackie Rosen. I just would point out, Ohio's 6th district, yes, the Republican won, but Democrats are saying this should set off alarm bells for Republicans. Democrats consistently overperform in the polls. We've seen that in several of the last elections. So for all of those shouting red wave, it's just yet another reminder polling isn't always accurate, and Ohio's 6th is, should have Republicans study a little harder as to what's going on.
Trump is not on the ballot. If he is, I wonder how much that changes. Trump was an easy winner in 2016 and 2020 in Ohio, 8 points each time.
And it's a special election, 60,000 votes thereabouts, to your point, 280,000 in 2022. So turnout is different.
I'll see you on Outnumbered at noon, okay?
Okay, sounds good.